It was a cold afternoon when a 6-year-old girl, her tiny frame swallowed by an oversized coat, approached a table at the city's most exclusive restaurant. Her question was simple, born of hunger and desperation. "Can I eat your leftovers?" The answer given by Isabella Diaz, a powerful CEO, was about to unlock a hidden past and ignite a battle that would forever alter both of their lives. What secret linked these two strangers, and how far would one woman go to protect a child she had just met? Listen until the end to find out, and please let us know which country you're listening from. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. The wind whipped across the Oro Verde terrace as Isabella Diaz, a successful tech CEO, looked up from her phone. A tiny, bedraggled girl stood a few feet away. "Excuse me, ma'am," she whispered. The girl, about 6 years old, dirty and frightened, fixed her gaze on the half-eaten risotto on the table. "Are you lost?" Isabella asked. The girl shook her head. "I don't have parents anymore. Could I eat your leftovers? I'm very hungry." Isabella felt a pang in her chest. "Of course. Come sit down." The girl introduced herself as Clariccasta. At the sound of her surname, Isabella froze. "Clariccasta? Was your mother named Anna?" The girl's eyes widened. "You knew my mom?" "I did." Memories flooded back. Anna Costa had been Isabella's best friend in college. They had promised to watch over each other. Anna had called 3 years ago, gravely ill, to ask Isabella to care for her daughter. But after Anna died, the girl had vanished into the system. Isabella had tried and failed to find her. Yet here she was. "Your mom was my best friend," Isabella said softly. Clara stopped eating. "You're the Isabella she always talked about, the one who would change the world." Isabella smiled through her tears. "That's what she used to say. Where have you been?" Clara lowered her gaze. "Bad places, abusive foster homes, working for families that mistreated me. The older girls, men came for them. They didn't come back." Isabella felt her stomach churn. "How did you escape?" "I ran away when I was 7. Lived on the streets. This music box, my mom gave it to me. She said to play it whenever I felt alone." Clara pulled out a worn music box. Isabella gasped. It was Anna's. "Clara, I need to tell you about your mom and your father." Clara tensed. "I don't have a father. My mom said he was bad." "He was, Clara. His name is Ricardo Costa. He hurt your mom terribly. When she refused to accept it any longer, she left him and ensured the courts barred him from seeing you. She even drafted a will, naming me as your legal guardian if anything happened to her." Clara clutched the music box, her voice trembling. "Why? Why would he do that? Why would he hurt her? Why? Why would he hurt me?" Isabella sank to one knee, meeting the girl's frightened eyes, because he was selfish and greedy. After your mom passed, he ignored her wishes. He stole that will and hid it so he could claim you as his daughter and access the inheritance she left behind. When he couldn't control that, he abandoned you to the state, knowing you couldn't protect yourself. All he cared about was money, not your safety, not your happiness. But I do. That's why I'll fight for you. Not for money or paper or promises, but because your mom trusted me, and because you deserve to be safe, loved, and cherished, just as she always intended." The intercom buzzed. "Miss Diaz, a man is here claiming to be the girl's father." Isabella felt ice run through her veins. "Tell him if he doesn't leave in 5 minutes, I'll call the police." "Is he going to take me?" Clara shivered. "Not while I'm alive," Isabella promised. Clara nodded, terrified. "Then be brave," Isabella said. "We're going to fight." A court date was set. The city's central courthouse felt like a storm. Ricardo arrived with an expensive lawyer. They used every tactic to discredit Isabella. Ricardo's lawyer, Marcelo Antonis, spoke eloquently about a father's right to raise his child, claiming Ricardo had been devastated by Anna's death and had only placed Clara in state care until he was ready to reclaim her. He painted Ricardo as a repentant man, robbed of a chance to be a father. But then the evidence surfaced. Slowly, piece by piece, it was revealed. Hidden letters from Anna emerged, long, heartbreaking pages describing years of abuse, threats, and terror. Photographs of bruises and medical reports confirmed the violence Anna had suffered. Social worker Marina Santana testified about the conditions Clara had endured, the long hours of forced labor, and the trauma inflicted upon her. As the evidence unfolded, the courtroom fell silent. Even Ricardo shifted uneasily, unable to meet the judge's gaze. Judge Marquez adjusted his glasses, surveying the documents and people before him. Then, in a commanding voice, he spoke. "Mr. Costa, the evidence presented is serious, credible, and deeply troubling. You are hereby placed under investigation for child abuse, fraud, and exploitation. As of this moment, you have no right to approach the child, and any claim to custody is suspended pending the outcome of these proceedings." He turned to Isabella, his voice softening slightly. "Ms. Diaz, you are granted temporary guardianship of Clariccasta, effective immediately. The court recognizes the bond you have built and the safety you have provided. You have acted with integrity and love where others have failed." A wave of relief and emotion surged through Isabella. In that moment, she felt the weight of the world shift, knowing that for now, and for as long as it took, Clara was safe, and together they could move forward. Clara ran into Isabella's arms. "Does this mean I can stay?" "It means you're safe," Isabella promised. But the victory was short-lived. 3 weeks later, a new threat emerged. Ricardo launched a campaign to ruin Isabella. Clients abandoned her company. Rumors spread that she had kidnapped Clara. The media twisted the story. The court suspended the guardianship pending review. A social worker arrived. "I'm here to take Clara until the matter is resolved." Clara refused to let go. "Isabella, you said I wouldn't have to go back, not to him." "I promised. But until we prove this in court, you'll stay with a temporary family. You'll be safe. Will you come for me?" "Always." That night, Isabella watched as the car drove away, Clara clutching her music box tightly. The next morning, Isabella received horrifying news. Clara had been taken from the temporary foster family. Someone posing as a relative had kidnapped her. The police acted quickly. An alert went out, and surveillance spotted Ricardo's car abandoned near a church. An anonymous call came from a payphone 150 kilometers away. "Help!" a child's voice said, before the line went dead. Isabella refused to stay behind. "I'm going," she told the police. "Then come, but be prepared," said Chief Carlos Rodriguez. They arrived at an abandoned church and heard the faint sound of a music box. It stopped, then started again. Clara was calling for help. The team surrounded the building. Through a crack in the door, they heard a child sobbing and Ricardo's voice trying to silence her. "Ricardo, let her go," yelled the chief. "Stay back, she's my daughter," Ricardo shouted. "Isabella, is that you?" Clara cried. "I'm here, my love, you're safe." "She doesn't want to be with me," Ricardo insisted. "She looks at me like I'm a monster," Clara said. "Then do the right thing," the chief commanded. The door creaked open. Ricardo emerged, hands shaking. Clara bolted into Isabella's arms. The music box tumbled to the floor. Ricardo sank to his knees, and the police restrained him. Through her sobs, Clara said, "He's not my father. My mom said a father protects and loves. He never did." 6 months later, after a long court battle, Isabella received the call from her lawyer. Ricardo was convicted, sentenced to 15 years, and all parental rights were terminated. Clara was legally hers. Through tears, Isabella embraced Clara. "Your home for good, forever. Isabella had lost almost everything to protect this little girl, her company, her home, her reputation. But in the end, she gained a daughter. Together they began a new life. They started a consulting firm, and later founded a center for at-risk children named after Anna. The Clariccasta Center became a beacon for children seeking refuge, belonging, and a second chance. One evening, as the sun set, Isabella watched teenage Clara guide younger children in the center. "I'm proud of you," she said. "Why?" "Even when you had nothing, you refused to forget who you were. You knew your worth." Clara smiled. "Because my mom taught me, and because you reminded me every day." Isabella pulled her closer. "Thank you, Clara, for showing me that the best things happen when we open our hearts." Clara smiled. "Thank you for stopping that night, for choosing to be my family." In that moment, under a hopeful twilight, a bond born of loss had become a legacy of belonging. Proof that family is a choice, and true love always finds a way. After hearing Isabella and Clara's journey, what part of their story touched you the most, and why? And if a hungry child approached you asking for leftovers, what would you do? Share your honest thoughts and reflections in the comments below. Thank you for listening to Yarn Stories.